Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another debate/discussion. I'm your host, Chris Anderson, and I have my two favorite compadres, plus with an extra one.
Okay, that's me. I am me, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Like, how do I present myself, but without sounding like a pretentious dick? But whatever. I'm you. You know.
Just,
That,
just,
that,
just be yourself. That'll help.
that I'm you. You know. The head editor. And
And I'm the local boomer shooter fangirl, Alex.
It's Falcon. How's everyone doing today? Oh, yeah.
This is one of our Falcon is one of our writers, and he's a professional fighting game player, quote unquote.
Hey, I never said professional. I just say I love them. There's a difference.
Okay, a professional fighting game lover. There we go.
Ugh,
Nice.
God. I love this genre sometimes, but man, it pisses me off.
It's like an abusive relationship that you basically are signed a contract for.
That's actually pretty accurate.
I fucking called it. Anyways,
Speaking of
Anyways, yeah.
abusive relationships,
Oh Lord.
Anyways, yeah, that's us, and welcome to the Bagocast. We have a very interesting subject to talk about today. We are going to talk about how about video games that we love, but also pretty much suck in every single way,
Yeah.
like in the past, present, and future and stuff.
Oh
But
boy.
before we go into that, let's start talking about the usual news for the day. Let's start with the fairly simple ones. Gotham Knights got delayed, which is unfortunate because I was actually pretty much looking forward to that game.
Oh, Gotham
But-
Knights
yeah,
got
it looked
delayed.
interesting.
Oh. Yeah. I
It
Hey,
was
as
delayed
a-
until 2022.
Hey, as long as the game is in crunch, I couldn't care even less if it's going to be delayed.
yeah.
Yeah,
just-
same here.
And hey, if it gives them a chance to avoid the same fate of the Marvel's Avengers, sure.
Stop it.
I just keep
Okay,
hearing
so-
depressing
Let's
things
hope
about
so.
Avengers. I keep hearing depressing things about that game.
That's because it is.
Yeah,
Let's just not talk about that shit.
it's
Um,
Anthem on crack, so let's avoid it.
Okay. Second pressing matter is Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD has just been confirmed to launch on May 25 in the West for PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC. There's going to be a digital deluxe edition, which includes Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Wait, what?
As much of a meme as that is.
It is.
As much of a meme as that is.
Nice.
There's also going to be a pack that includes Raido from the Devil Summoner series.
Oh, thank Christ it's on Steam, not Epic. Thank
don't know.
Christ.
There's also going to be an easier difficulty mode called Merciful Difficulty, which is odd considering that, it's part of a digital deluxe edition, but whatever. There's going to be 2 Mac packs and additional soundtracks.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about it. Like
Hmm.
it's your basic spiel, but for $70, I'd say that's good. Maybe.
Not a bad
Maybe?
deal. I've seen worse deals. I've seen worse.
I've seen
I
better.
mean- Given how old the game is, I think I would put it at 50 the highest, but that's just me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it actually the base game costs $50. So
Fucking Christ.
I mean,
Wait, how old is this game
Dante
again?
though.
How old is this game again?
Shin Megami Tensei 3.
Yeah, like how old is it? When did it come out?
Oh,
About 18 years ago.
Really?
of last
We're
month.
charging $50 for that? Wow.
I mean, Mario All Stars was 60.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So-
true.
All right.
Yeah.
But now with 3 games.
And
I'm-
yeah. Let's say it was because the because I'm pretty sure that.
Oh right,
the
11
date-
days and March 31st.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh right.
We'll soon be unable to buy the game, and it will be cut from distribution, and then we're going to die, I guess. But oh well.
Because
That's
Nintendo does what others don't.
I see that there was an attempt there.
There was an attempt.
There was-
Use of
There
power
was an
set.
attempt. Let's give her a gold star.
You tried.
Thanks.
let's keep going through some of the things. There's going to be a new Fairy Tail game that's going to come to iOS and Android, and
So it's
yeah,
only
you can
mobile
imagine
only?
it's- Yeah.
Oh,
and you can imagine
then who
it's gonna
cares?
be-
Then who cares?
and
I
you
can
ima-
smell the gotcha from a mile away.
it's gonna be gotcha.
I can
speaking of-
smell it from a
And
mile
speaking
away.
of gachas, it's been confirmed that Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis is going to be a gacha as well. So
Well, those games are
Yeah, it's another
free to
gacha.
download every month, so I guess it's fine. Question mark?
anyways, let's see. There's going to be there's another thing that's going to come to Switch. We're going to get Maneater for Switch on May 25. For
Don't
the
know what that
two
is.
of you that care about it,
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that
it's
is
the game
either.
where it's a game where you play as a shark. God damn it!
Oh,
Oh,
that
yeah.
game. Yeah, I
the game
got
that
got
came to the
that
Epic
one.
Game Store. Anyways,
That's why I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
One of the biggest news for this week is actually, and something that me and Falcon are probably going to discuss at short length, but the acquisition of Evo by Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Oh right, that yeah. I actually had to cover that. Like, what was it, like yesterday or the day before?
Yeah.
Like, is there going to be like any big changes now? Is like Nintendo games will no longer be shown off?
I think their idea is that like they want to have platforms open for everybody, but as it stands right now, since we're still in reeling from COVID and like online environments is still a thing, I think they're just like excluding Nintendo for this year because net play for fighting games on that thing is like notably bad.
I'm going to fucking explain the situation real quick for those unaware. But yeah, in case you haven't been aware of it, Sony Interactive Entertainment and RTS, a new venture from Endeavor CS Sports Business, has acquired the assets and properties of the Evolution Championship Series, otherwise known as Evo. They acquired the rights from Triple Perfect through a joint venture esports partnership. The Evo's co-founders, Tony and Tom Cannon, will continue to be closely involved as key advisors to ensure that Evo remains a one-of-a-kind grassroots competitive platform for fighting game players and fans around the globe. Evo will return this year as Evo Online 2021, from August 6 to 8 and August 13 to 15. It's going to have players from North America, Europe, and Asia and Latin America to compete in an open format for games like Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Street Fighter 5, and Tekken 7. But there's going to be more games announced soon. For
Damn, I need to
that are
clean my
going
glasses.
qualify.
Fuck.
But yeah, there's a particular lack of Nintendo there.
Yeah, no.
And-
While I'm sad that Killer Instinct can't be there, the game is actually kind of old, so I understand that much. Even though its net play is really, really good.
I mean, it's not like it's completely out of the question. But for example, if you have something like fucking Smash in there, people will immediately show their skepticism. and by the way, you can read the announcement on the official side of Evo, and they deliberately
Sorry.
left the Switch out of every single one of these games.
Wow.
Like even games that basically have ports for the Switch, they just act like they don't exist. So
It's almost like the Switch has terrible netcode. Who would have thought?
The Wi-Fi card's dog shit on that thing. Like I'm not gonna mince words. It's like actual dog shit.
Yeah.
yeah, like basically that's exactly what I keep saying, that they just basically just stop caring. Like for example, the tournament for Guilty Gear Strive is going to be for PS4. The tournament for Street Fighter 5 is going to be for PS4, PS5, and PC. Tekken 7 PC, and Mortal Kombat Ultimate 11, which is going to have a fucking PC port, which has a fucking Switch port. Yeah, that also was left out. It's for PS4 and PS5.
A little addendum about the Switch port of MK11. It actually runs in 30 frames per second when you're undocked for some reason.
God, that's
If Skullgirls in Dragon Ball can run in 60 frames undocked, you have no excuse, NetherRealm. God damn it.
that's
Well,
unfortunate.
isn't like Dragon Ball Fighters and like Guilty Gear not as graphically
Like,
well,
okay, there
it's-
is that,
yeah,
but it's
so,
like,
like
if anything, you could have delayed the Switch port to optimize it. As far as I know, they still haven't optimized it.
mhm.
They still haven't.
Oh wow.
Of the titles that they've announced right now, it's only, I think the only one that's crossplay is just Street Fighter V.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is just Street Fighter V because they have this thing called the Capcom Fighters Network, where it places people who own it on Sony and on Steam into a specific match pool. So basically, the second you go to like casual or ranked match, you're queuing versus everybody that has it on those platforms.
right. And again, it's not like I'm opposed to it, but god damn it, dude! Like just why? Why will they do that? I don't understand. Like if you wanted to say, like, if they just wanted to say fuck Nintendo, they, you just say it.
If
See,
it's
the thing is,
if it's undocked, then my only hypothesis is to like save on the battery consumption.
possibly. I think the reason why they didn't say fuck Nintendo is because, well, I think they're trying to like keep the bridge open so that like when society actually reopens, Smash actually be there.
Okay. Yeah, but do you think Nintendo will want to return to the fucking community after the entire round of controversies that basically destroyed the Smash community? Like I know that for example the case of Nairo is actually completely proven to be innocent, but that doesn't dismiss the literal
It's like-
rest of the people that basically confessed to their crimes or were actually accused of doing them.
Hmm.
That's just one case that basically got proven wrong, and then literally every other case file is still open. And the problem is that Nintendo worked closely with some of these people. Like, for example, Sin Pai, who manipulated Poppy into doing a lot of fucking unspoken shit. She basically still on the dark because, again, there's no way to defend that shit. And Nintendo worked with her closely. Same deal with Zero. So, again, do you think Nintendo will want to return to that shit? I don't think so. Like,
I mean, if they do, then that's them, and if they don't, then that's also them. So it's like I understand what you're saying, but I'm also of the opinion of like, whatever they do, it's their choice. Like, specifically Nintendo, not everyone that's been catching fire for this. Not, I should clarify that. Like, it's
Yeah,
their
you should.
choice. Yeah, I don't want to get anyone canceled. I'm sorry.
right. But okay, so the next, so yeah, so yeah, like I said, if they want to just say fuck Nintendo, honestly, they should have just fucking said that, or something along the lines of we're not interested in working with Nintendo at this time, or something of the sort, instead of just deliberately just leaving Nintendo completely out and not saying anything about it. That feels a little bit more cowardly, like, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the word.
I guess we have to wait to
Mm.
see how
It
things
lacks
develop.
balls.
But hey, I'm not a fucking. I'm not. I'm not. I think leaving the bridge like broken, at least you can still repair it, unlike burning it. So, oh well.
Yeah,
Mm.
I would guess that's the motivation.
Yeah. Before we, so yeah, before we move on to the topic, let's talk about the third piece of news, and it's going to be an update on EA Gate, because last week we were talking about it, and I'll let Chris take the lead on that.
All right, so last week we talked about how EA, their sports games, let's face it, they're just casinos at this rate. They are casinos. There was a controversy going on that there was found out that someone from the inside was selling these player cards to gamers for like absurd prices, like $1,000, hundreds of $1,000. And of course, EA didn't like this, and so they immediately are taking action. So while this whole commotion was going on, some of the fan community did some math of saying how long would it take, or how much would it cost to get the perfect team, like all the ultimate cards, like the best ones you can get. So someone did some of the math. It can either take you 2.5 years to get the perfect team, or you can drop over $100,000. And so yeah, that's like the big update what's going on, that it's just ridiculous that this black market is actually cheaper than playing it the so-called legal setup way.
Hey, just invest in Dogecoin. That'll work.
Dogecoin, not doggy. Stop it. It's Doge.
Doge. I've never heard it pronounced before. Sorry.
Okay. There are two simple rules in this life. You pronounce it Doge. You don't put pineapple on pizza. Simple as that.
I've already broken 2 of those rules.
I hate you.
Well, anyways, what I find interesting about this kind of like reflects back on the Star Wars Battlefront 2 controversy, where players found out that it would take over 80 hours to unlock all the characters and cost thousands of dollars to do so. It's kind of like a reflection of that.
Not to cut you off, but like I just want to note that that's also it's one of, if not the most downvoted comment in Reddit history.
Yeah,
is the whole
definitely.
pride and accomplishment
The
shit.
sense of pride of accomplishment shit.
Oh my god, that was a funny period of time. I will say that was very funny.
Yes, I'm happy that became a meme and everyone keeps throwing it at their face. I love it.
Okay, so Falcon, I have a question for you.
What's up?
Since you actually know about eternal grinds to unlock shit, because some fighting games tend to do that. I think that we have dedicated a long time to fucking fighting games, especially to unlock shit. I don't think 80 hours is that bad, right?
Well,
You don't think what is? What do you think? What isn't that bad? I didn't hear you.
I don't think 80 hours is that bad. Right?
Oh, 80 hours. Okay. For like a massively published AAA title to the scale of Battlefront, I think it is god awful. Like, I'm talking like to that scale. But like fighting games, which is like a notably smaller genre than say FPSs or action games or whatever, it's notably smaller. So I think with fighting games, it's fine. It just depends on the context of what.
But that's still like for example, we still have done over 80 hours or even
hold
more
on,
of just pure grind time, especially in terms of training mode and shit. Like, like what really concerns me is that, for example, in the case of FIFA Ultimate Team,
God damn it.
is that it's going to actually take 2.5 years, I tell you, of actual game time, as in uninterrupted game time, just to unlock these fuckers and to get the best team for Ultimate Team.
Okay.
I think I saw like a Yong video about that. It's in my watch later, but I haven't watched it yet.
Okay. For the estimated hours to unlock everything in Battlefront 2, back in 2017 when it was calculated, it would have taken around 4,528 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Now that's a reasonable fucking That's something reasonable to say no. That's
yeah.
not.
Yeah, so it's kind of reminding me a lot of that. I see they still haven't really changed what they're doing. Well, at least when it comes to
Yeah.
their sports games. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I heard it got better as time went on, but I'm not going to give them any money for that game.
I don't know. I was talking about it.
I mean, I have Battlefront 2 because like I got it recently. I think it was I think it was like free from Epic, like I think like a month and a half, 2 months ago. And like yeah, everything regarding like the whole loot box shit is just completely gone. The only quote unquote loot boxes you get are from the milestones because they give you a box containing specifically that item.
Okay.
So like it's like the game is fun. It is fun. But I think the way it started was just no, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that ever.
Yeah.
At the very least, they're stopping with that shit at this point with the games that aren't fucking FIFA. At the very least, I guess.
It's not like I don't want to care about the whole FIFA situation, but it's like no one I know plays it. No one I know even talks about it. All I know is that like it's popular in like what, Europe? That's all I know about it.
I literally
So it's like-
know no one who plays FIFA.
Yeah, I don't
So
have
my
this
only
from
from
Europe.
here.
my only question is like, who plays FIFA?
People who are not real gamers.
Let's not gatekeep here because
I'm just
Yeah, let's
messing
not
with,
go there.
I'm just messing with people. If you play sports games, that's perfectly fine. It's just when it comes to FIFA, these fan communities keeps complaining that it's the same game. It's super grinding. They're paying a shit ton of money just to enjoy it, but yet they keep buying the same damn game every year. So it's like you're not helping the situation.
So it's like it's a
Yeah, it sounds-
contradiction.
now sounds like Nintendo fans. Am I right?
Jesus
God
Christ.
damn it, you.
All right.
Hey, I will take whatever chance I can to fucking shit on Nintendo, and I will be happy about it because Nintendo is just going to. I basically know that I'm fighting a losing battle, and that the Switch will still remain to be one of the worst fucking systems to ever fucking have existed, and that the online is going to remain shit, and that the games are going to keep degrading in quality. But you know, at least I have the chance to shit on them, and that's all that matters.
Put that on your gravestone.
Am I the only one who enjoys the Switch?
Dude,
I mean,
want to get
I like-
Switch.
I like the Switch for its convenience factor. I very much like that. But man, that
Yeah.
console needs some work.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the so-called rumored
Switch Pro or whatever the hell's going
yeah,
on.
that one. I'm gonna wait for that one because if that one's true and it has all the upgrades that they're talking about, then yeah, I'll probably invest into that.
Whatever.
A brief detour to the fact that Yoel's like I like fighting games, and I'm like I'm sitting here with 4 copies of Dragon Ball Fighters. It's very clear.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he has a Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Fighters copy for every single one of the platforms.
Okay, I was about to say like you bought the game like 4 times on the same platform, different editions. Of it?
No, absolutely.
No, he
not.
actually bought it
Absolutely.
one time. He actually
Okay.
bought it one time.
Okay.
Technically twice if you want to include when I got my Switch. Technically twice.
Okay.
Bleh.
All right, Yule. Is there anything in the news we need to cover? Anything more?
Activision laid off another set of staff
Bunch of fucking
on
assholes.
another supposed record profits year, and they just gave me yet another reason why to tell people to not work in video games because
Yeah, if this keeps up, I'm going to start encouraging that as well.
yeah.
This is getting ridiculous. How is Activision not getting in trouble for this? Like, letting go 200 employees without letting them know, isn't that like against the law or something? Like employees protection or something?
I wish it was against the law.
Like, that's just that. Oh, I heard that they gave them a gift card. They gave these employees a 200 gift card to their store. Like, thanks. You can just give that money back to them. Cool. Like, let me see.
The actual funniest part about that is that it's literally worth nothing. That's the absolute funniest part about that. Like, sure, I can get Crash 4. It's about time on PC, but like I'm not like what?
I mean, Crash
I gotta
4 is an
follow
excellent
that.
game. I
Fuck
like
that.
it. I like Crash 4.
I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna
but
buy it on Switch
I'm
because
not-
I'm insane on
Yeah, but
Switch.
I'm not gonna get it on the fucking like
Battle.net client.
yeah, I'm not gonna get it.
I actually have that thing only installed for fucking Overwatch. Like if I could download Overwatch standalone without the Battle.net client, I absolutely would.
I haven't used Battle.net in probably a year now.
Let's see here. The only time I think
I also don't remember.
the only time I used it when I was playing Diablo 2 with my dad, and that was it. Other than that, I have never touched it.
I think
Anyways, here's the real. Well, actually, fucking, what were you saying?
no, I was gonna just like passively mention that like I think the only thing I've heard in terms of like controversy to the Battle.net launcher itself is I believe it was like that Warcraft 3 Reforged was like actual dog shit and broke a lot of promises. That's the only thing I remember about
I
it.
remember that. Yep.
If you want to know the real kicker here, is that they are basically using the excuse that the esports division isn't making enough money. You know, despite having record revenues across the board and BlizzCon Online being cheaper to make overall. And here's some even more bullshit. Bobby Kotick got yet another bonus than himself during these layoffs.
Are you fucking kidding me? They claim they don't have enough money to pay for their workers, but they have enough money to give themselves huge ass bonuses.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
Yeah.
actually kind of stupid.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay. Why do you think that my very first suggestion to anyone looking to enter the video game industry is don't. Fucking don't.
yeah. Well,
Because
if-
I wouldn't.
if
I
you
wouldn't say it's
are-
stupid.
Yep. If you are, don't work for Activision. If you do want to get into the game industry, do not work for Activision, EA, or Ubisoft. That's fraud.
No. That's the general industry, like as a whole, dude. You either get exploited or buried. Both. There is no in between.
Fuck.
So like for example, CDPR, we had crunch. Rockstar, we had crunch. Ubisoft, we had crunch. EA, we have crunch. Every fucking place you go is going to be met with exploitative fucking practices.
Yeah.
That's one. For two, for two, you if you're gonna tell me to do something as dumb as going indie, because that's basically what you're going to tell me. Yeah, a lot of people tell me just throw the word "go indie" as if that was a solution. There's a lot of indie studios. I bet you don't even know the names of that. Basically, are made of ex-employees from the bigger gaming studios, and 80% of them have either bombed or died.
Basically, if you wanna live off making games, then you can't go indie because that market is so saturated at this point.
But again, because Shovel Knight was successful, we should all go indie. That's exactly the solution that we should all fucking expect. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, no, dude. No. You just don't work on the industry at all. Stop trying to go for the industry. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're like trying to sign up to be a beta tester, I think that would be fine because like at that point you're not like directly developing it or anything.
We're
of the sort.
fucking journalists. We're basically the fucking beta testers at this point. Do you think that this is any better?
Gamers
no.
are fucking beta
I would-
testers at this point.
Yeah,
I would-
exactly.
I was just trying to look at it in a positive light. Excuse me.
Like,
I went there, Christopher.
Okay, I appreciate the optimism, but like for fuck's sakes, if even the fucking public
have
is
the
at
Rex
this point the fucking beta tester, do you think that we should even fucking be bullshitting others? Like, no, dude.
just
you
look
can't
at
do
what CD Projekt Red did. They just threw all their testers under the bus and said that, oh, we didn't find any crashes or errors when we were testing it. You know,
that. Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Mm.
Yeah, and I still will mention the comment that Jim Sterling made during one of his videos, that if someone says that they enjoy working for the gaming industry, you have to ask them whether or not they work as a QA tester. because the QA testers get it the worst, especially because they not only are not ever listened to for one, and for two, when they basically just they basically just take all the blame for literally everything, because apparently they ignoring them is all right, but it's also not okay when the game turns out to be shit because they ignored the QA testers to begin with. But yeah, like just don't work in the game industry. Like just do something else. It's literally
Well, the thing is though, if that's their passion that they want to make games and stuff, then they're
Yeah, but
They
do
have
it
to-
do it as a hobby. You know?
you can do it as a hobby, sure, but like no, again, maybe sometimes you just have to bite the bullet.
Yeah, but I don't think you can.
All I have to
Like,
say
sustain
is,
yourself
if
on it
you're
anymore.
going into the gaming industry, just be cautious. I can't really suggest anything else. I can't suggest who you should work for, how you should start the indie. Just be cautious. That's all I can say.
Again, I just keep saying don't, because it's more trouble than it's worth at this point. Like, if you go indie, it's a very likely chance that you'll get buried. Again, I should mention that Among Us, their success was basically, just happenstance.
Pretty much always.
Nobody still knows exactly what caused the success of Among Us. It's now speculated that it was because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but again, nobody knows.
Yeah. Considering how saturated the indie market is, it seems that every indie success is basically a fluke. So you have no guarantee that your game is going to be a huge success.
Among Us gave us a lot of memes, so let's give it that credit.
Yeah, give that.
That's probably why it's
Okay.
popular.
Before we go running in circles, because we did talk a bit about this last time, so let's just go ahead and just hop into today's discussion, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna wrap it up by saying that if you're gonna work in the game industry, you just don't want to listen to what I say about not doing it, and you have this stupid shit. Have a fucking backup plan, because again, you're going to fucking be for a rude awakening if you don't know what you're doing, or if you aren't prepared for failure, because it doesn't matter how good your game is. If it's not noticed, you'll simply fade away into obscurity. Simple as that. And if you work for the bigger places in the industry, well, be prepared to overwork yourself to death, because that's essentially what happens nowadays in that part of the industry. So, it's a lose-lose situation, and if you want to go for it, then go for it. But,
having a backup plan is just good life advice in general.
Yes, it is. All right, well, let's hop into today's discussion, which is bad games, but we love them. So who wants to go first? Who wants to share their bad game that they hate? I mean, they love. My bad.
I'm not taking the floor first. What do you can do it?
Oh, come on. Don't be shy, guys.
We're not going to have any dignity today, so.
It's Alex the Cyberpunk Rats time.
All right. You want to go first, Alex? Since
yeah, sure.
All right.
Let's update everyone on the train wreck that is Cyberpunk 2077.
I actually want to save that for later, because I have one game that I want to talk about first.
Okay.
So so I don't know if you guys are familiar with a certain 90s shooter called Redneck Rampage.
Redneck Rampage? Why does that sound familiar?
I do remember it.
Yeah. It's simultaneously one of the best shooters I've played and also one of the worst.
Okay.
It's a game I can't make up my mind of.
What the fuck is this game? I'm looking at it. It looks like a mixture of Doom and a little of something else.
Yeah. So the way you heal in Redneck Rampage is that you drink alcohol and eat food. And when you drink alcohol, your alcohol meter will go up, and if it goes up too much, you start having control problems, and you start getting your control switched. And if you drink all the way up to the red meter goes full, then you start puking, and all your alcohol is reset. and the more food you eat, the more you start farting until you fart so hard that you actually propel forward.
What the fuck?
Did you know that it's actually available on Steam?
Oh,
Did you know that it's actually available on
Oh,
Steam?
Lord.
It's on Steam, it's on GOG, it's very available.
Oh,
I
it
actually
is on
recommend
Steam.
getting it on
Yes,
GOG
it
if you're
is.
gonna play it.
For $10. Wow.
I recommend getting it on GOG if you're gonna get it though, because that version is just better.
This is one of the weirdest games that Interplay published, and everybody knows that I'm a bit of a fan of Interplay, but like
Yeah.
I still cannot explain what the fuck that is.
It has a lot of like scat humor in it and references to trauma movies and stuff, so it's very like B movie. It has a very 90s charm to it. I just love it. The atmosphere is amazing, and for its time, the graphics are really good as well. Like it has a lot of gorgeous lighting and stuff. So
Game itself, though, I have to warn people. It is kind of like temper your expectations because it's gonna be,
it's an
pretty-
acquired taste.
Is
exactly.
the word raunchy the right word for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I looked at it. It's like, oh yeah, this game's probably filled with some sort of offensive humor in there.
It is very un-PC.
I spent a total of 2 months playing Street Fighter. Fucking Christ.
Dude, you need help.
You need help.
Like, 1,400 hours in this game. I think it's safe to say I have an addiction with fighting games, and I'm perfectly fine with holding that L. I am perfectly fine with it.
Speaking of fighting games, Falcon, you want to tell us something about a particular game?
See, the thing about Street Fighter V is like, as it is right now, it's a perfectly fine game. Like, it's perfectly fine. Like, you can just buy Champion Edition and just be on your merry way. The way it launched, however, is why I'm talking about it.
Yes, I remember that. That was like the game launched with barely any content, correct?
Yes. Like, oh my lord. So, what happened was, it launched with almost nothing. All you had was versus, online matches, survival mode, and training mode. All right? And then Season 1, I believe it was either leaked or announced like a few days after the game came out. So it's like, Mhm. Like the only draw it had going for it when it first released was crossplay, because no one really did that before. Like, no one really did that with fighting games. It wasn't a thing at the time. So like, on that merit, I'll give them that. And then just progressively was like, guys, are you going to patch the game? Are you going to like actually add things we want? 6 months later, they added the story mode, which is a 7 gig file for some reason. And then, yeah, the story mode itself is just 7 gigabytes. And I'm like, what even? Like,
that's a whole DVD.
Yeah.
oh lord. It's 2.5 hours of typical fighting game story mode. It's like actual garbage. Oh my god. I have it installed on... No, I actually have it installed on Steam. It's 8.3. Jesus fucking Christ.
Holy shit.
Damn.
God damn it. Anyway, so aside from all that, like, Season 1's balance was kind of wonky, and then like, as the game progressed, like, they just outright started neglecting characters up until the Season 5-6 update, like, in the middle of last month. They've just been neglecting characters. Like, Ryu, the first character you see on the game, he's on the Steam Splash, for crying out loud. He was relatively okay performance-wise in Season 1. Season 2, they gutted him, and they haven't touched him until literally 3 weeks ago. Nothing meaningful other than bug fixes. Haven't touched him. And it's, like, ridiculous. Like, my problems with 5, it's like, the way it plays, it's like, that's fine. It's just how they're managing it is why I dislike it, and how it launched is why I dislike it.
And for example, just say, since this video is basically about bad games that you love, and again, these practices were basically just stated like from the get-go. Do you think that this was a game that you loved at the start?
Absolutely not. I got it at the start because I was like, okay, people I know play it. Let me just play it with them.
Right.
After Arcade Edition launched in 2018, I was like, okay, I'll actually play it for myself. I'm sorry, there's background noise.
It's alright.
Yeah, no worry.
Anyway, so like, the funny thing is, I actually didn't own 5 until I got Arcade Edition. Like, I was playing it at my friend's place pretty often until I got the game myself. Right when I went to, I think it was like Comic-Con 2017, like New York, I saw the Capcom panel. I was like, oh, Devil May Cry 5 is going to be a thing, and Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition. I'm like, Arcade Edition? What the hell is that? So it's like, oh, they actually added arcade mode and are bouncing the game properly now. So I kind of caved and got it. I didn't buy it through Steam though. Fuck that. I bought it through Humble Bundle.
As you do.
But yeah, like 5 is like, it started out bad, but at least Capcom realized that, okay, we can actually make this game better. A game they didn't realize that on, however, is Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Dude, I share that pain of that game.
Okay.
I bought it day one, like the steelbook version. I bought it day one. Oh my god!
Hey, this wasn't the collector's edition.
Oh,
Don't
dude.
even.
Oh, fucking hell. That was such a fucking ripoff.
That's why Infinity Eggs is like a low key meme and with fighting game players.
Like,
That's
when you
that's
look at
why.
the actual image of the Infinity Stones they were advertised, that looked cool. I actually kind of considered that. But when I saw the videos that they were Infinity Eggs, I was like baffled. It's like, what the fuck?
They could have at least given us like Circon fucking Chaos Emeralds or something. I don't know, but fucking X.
God.
I type in MVCI Infinity in my Opera GX search window, and Infinity X is one of the first things that comes up, and I'm fucking laughing.
I have a question, dude. Okay, I have a question. You play, okay, we all know you play a lot of fighting games. What do you think? Because I think people were a bit split on Infinite's combat. I'm not a huge fighting game buff. I like the combat in that game, but what do you think of it? Since you're more of a veteran.
I'm going to just say it like this. We fucking love MVCI's combat. Like, it's one of the best games we've ever played.
I'm fully agree with him. Like, the game is so fun. It's so fun to play. But the roster is garbage. It looks like dog shit. And then the collector's edition, everyone was lied to about.
And the story mode was, oh my gosh, it was very hammy and very. You want to tear your ears off.
That game is why I skip story mode cutscenes. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Dude,
that game is why.
I really did held out for the story mode, hoping that it would get better, but no, it was just like, God, this is awful.
Do you want to know the one thing that annoys me?
What?
Sigma, one of the DLC characters, had a fully functioning model and textures and everything in base game MVCI, and then they were like, "Oh no, he's releasing like a month and a half later with Monster Hunter and Black Panther." I'm like,
yeah, I heard about that.
What?
That they actually had Black Panther and that Monster Hunter girl, like they were done. It's just they were held out.
I think it's more so, I think what they did was that like they like fully designed the model and everything so that they could at least be like cameos in story mode, and then they'll like finish like the gameplay for them later. I think that was what their plan was. I still think it's stupid as hell, but I'm just taking an educated guess on what their plan was.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not the first time. Not the first time a company has done something like this before. Mortal Kombat 10 had Rain, and Rain wasn't even a DLC. He just
I think it was
there.
I think it was Rain and Sindel. No, Rain, Sindel, and Baraka that weren't even playable, but they were in the PC's game files.
That's weird.
Yeah, but Rain did make a cameo in the story. Like he
made
actually
cameos.
Yeah, but they weren't like opponents you fought against.
Actually, yes, they were. I played through the entire MKX story mode. You fight them multiple times.
I'm pretty sure you only fought Rain, but I think I'm wrong then.
No, in Jax's story chapter, you actually fight Sindel.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I guess I'm. But yeah, the point is that they looked like they were playable, but they were just there for the story mode. So again, this isn't like something new.
What's funny is that like you can see videos on YouTube of Rain, Baraka, and Sindel as fully functioning characters, and you can like mod the game and change character values and select them. Like they are fully functioning characters. Why they were never included is beyond me.
Do they have fatalities or something?
No, I'm talking fully functional in the sense of like you can play them as their characters exactly how they are, and you won't break the game.
Again,
Like,
do they have?
No, they don't have
something?
they don't have fatalities or brutalities or anything of the sort, unfortunately. But like when it comes to like normals, strings, and special moves, they're fully functional.
I see. And it's sad because they were never included as DLC either. So I don't know why they didn't do that.
I
All
mean,
right.
we got Leatherface as DLC. Like
That's pretty
I'm
cool.
not judging, but like that just felt really out of nowhere.
Okay. So let's
You
round
say
this
that
back
about
to...
you say that about Leatherface. I say that about fucking Alien. That's when
Hey,
when
Predator
shit
was
hit
in the
the
game
wall.
previously. Nah, that Alien's a little
No,
different. Predator was already in the game. That's a little different.
All
So it
right.
only made
Okay,
sense to
fine.
include Alien.
Let's circle back to talking about bad games now.
I'm sorry, you brought it up.
It's over. We do this too, where we go off little tangents and talk about other things. It happens.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah,
anyways,
the point is that combat in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is actually really, really good. Like,
yeah, I did enjoy the combat. It's just, Christopher's right. It's like the
everything else
gameplay.
about the game sucks.
It's just.
I liked Marvel Infinite to the point where I actually got all the achievements on my Xbox One save, and I don't know how I should feel about that.
I finished the story and played it competitive for a while, and I have to say, like, I know exactly the reason why it sucks, and everybody knows the reason why it sucks. It's because Fox was essentially fighting a losing fight against Disney, and Disney essentially sabotaged the entirety of NBCI just to fucking get an upper hand against Fox, and yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, they actually almost did that back in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
Why do I have all of this game's achievements? God damn it! Why do I have all of this?
Yeah, but at least NBC3 is actually really good. So
at least
fuck off.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's
No,
bad.
3 was fun as hell.
I'm not saying
3 was fun as hell.
bad.
I'm dog shit at it, but it's very fun.
It was just that the X-Men characters were lacking because of the whole dispute of Fox owning the X-Men characters and Disney not owning them. So it's a whole mess there. Well, anyways, okay, so let's move on. Yule, do you want to go next?
Silent Hill Homecoming.
What?
Silent Hill Homecoming.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Silent Hill
Homecoming. I don't know you. Get out of my life.
I do.
The only bad Silent Hill game, the only Silent Hill game that I heard was like kind of meh was Downpour. If that's what it's called.
Downpour was alright, but Homecoming, I refuse.
Downpour sucks.
It was
Silent Hill
alright.
Homecoming is better.
No, Homecoming's dog shit. What are you talking about?
Silent Hill Homecoming is better, and
No, it's not. It is fucking
that.
worse. It is fucking worse in every way. God damn it, Yo! Don't you do this?
I knew exactly what I was going for. But yes, I do love fucking Silent Hill Homecoming even more than Downpour.
Okay, I'll let you explain why you love it. I'm not gonna talk. I'll let you explain.
Okay. I am aware that the combat mechanics are pretty fucking dog shit, and I contest that. For example, I think that the combat is actually done pretty well, but executed poorly. Because they give you really good options for combat against singular targets, but then they put swarms of them upon you. So that's not so much a combat issue, but more so a game design issue. But when it comes to the story, I think that it's actually pretty decent. The whole Shepherd's Clan and Silent Hill relation that they tried to build was actually pretty good. The drama that happened between two brothers, essentially trying to, one was actually the golden boy, the other was essentially treated like shit for actual reasons instead of just, preferential parenting thing. Everything about Silent Hill Homecoming was just not executed properly. And I played a PC version of it, which is completely fucking unstable and fucking dog shit. As in, it crashes when you fucking do something as innocent as enter a loading screen. So, yeah, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, okay? I'm not saying that it's fucking flawless. I'm just saying that I think that as an idea, as a game itself, and as a fucking property, it's more entertaining and way less dull and boring and stupid than Downpour.
All right, I can see that. Like, I can agree that the story was. I'm gonna say it was all right. The story was all right, but fuck, I could not get past the gameplay, and I hated the game's linear progression.
Yeah, I get that, but for example, things like the third person perspective, or like the fact that they put you against multiple enemies at once. That's again a game design problem, which just could be fixed. Like for example, if you turn out the difficulty, you pretty much are guaranteed to not have any issues with the gameplay. But that's essentially telling you to play on easy mode, I already wrote an entire article about, so let's not go there.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right then.
But yeah, my point is, I think that Homecoming is better than Downpour because at least the story is engaging enough. The characters are pretty decent on their own, and I think that like sans the gameplay, they definitely did something good with that. So yeah, I still.
So what you're saying is like at least the story doesn't make you feel dead inside as you're playing it.
Yeah, and it seems like I'm the only one who thinks this way because everybody else just fucking thinks that it's the worst fucking thing ever.
It's not the worst. No, there's a Silent Hill game that's worse than that. It's
Isn't it the HD collection?
No, yeah, that too. But also, let's see here. There was one on the PSP. It was like the Book of Memories or whatever.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! That's just way forward, being way forward. Come on. They were giving nothing to work out of, and they tried to at least make something good with it. It turned out to be dog shit. It turned out to be dog shit, but I'm not gonna fucking give shit to Way Forward because Konami is just being fucking stupid again.
Yeah, they're in a heap of troubles. All right. So I guess it's my.
I think the only thing that's actually keeping Konami afloat is just Yu-Gi-Oh.
Ironically.
Ironically.
Anyways, I have a second one.
Well, anyways, I still have to share mine first. I gotta share mine.
Prepare for your fucking. I am prepared for the fucking collective groan that I'm going to get.
Okay, well, we'll see about that. A game that is bad, but I still really like. It's going to be The Sinking City. You guys heard of that one?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No.
No.
I was actually watching a Young video about that yesterday. Was it like Nacon just like stole the game or some shit like that?
Okay. Let's just not talk about this fucking publisher bullshit.
Yeah, we're not going to talk too much about the publisher, but just quickly listen. Publishers are fucking assholes. They tried stealing. Support Frogware. Fuck the publisher.
No, Frogware's sequel is coming. I can tell you that much.
Okay. First of all, let me just talk about the game. Let's not talk about them themselves. Let's just talk about the game so far. Okay. Here's what I have to admit. I can only really play that game in small bursts. It's a very slow game. Very slow. You have to travel everywhere yourself. There's the fast travels are kind of far apart from each other, and it's not a very scary game either. It's not scary. But what I do like it so far for it is that the story is interesting so far. I like the mystery that's going on. And
is it because you like H.P. Lovecraft?
Yeah, also have to admit I am a sucker for H.P. Lovecraft storytelling. I am a sucker for that.
I mean, who isn't?
I mean, it's just
I am not. I never understood why people love Cthulhu. Like the only thing I love about that is Lovecraftian is it's essentially how like people mess with the reality.
Okay.
And
let me give you like one. Have you ever played a game called Bloodborne?
Yes.
Okay, that is entirely Lovecraftian inspired. everything, all the themes that are in Bloodborne encapsulates what Lovecraft was about. So that's what the appeal is. And the Sinking City, while it does have that, and again, I am a sucker for this, it's just at the same time, it is very slow. You have to get in the right mindset. It has very great detective mechanics because these people have worked on plenty of Sherlock Holmes games. They actually made the, what was it, Crimes and Punishment? Yeah, that one. And so you can see a lot of that elements going to this one. And if you like Crimes and Punishment, you're probably going to like this one too because the mysteries are fun to solve. It just sucks that it's just very slow. So yeah, that's the game. It's bad. It's very buggy too. I've seen people walk through walls, teleport, flying, even driving through walls. It's very, it needs some work. But yeah, that's the game that's bad, but I still like it. So
Cool.
All right, so should we wrap back down to Alex over here?
Yeah. No. I'm gonna fucking tell you something. Let's fucking board the subject of the Sinking City a little bit more. Frogwares is scum. Nacon is scum. Both the companies are basically being scums to each other, and I feel no sympathy for either. And you know what? Fuck the Sinking City too.
It sounds like both of them are just like a glorified pissing contest at this point. This is ridiculous.
Yes. like Frogwares essentially the last time they did this was with fucking Focus Interactive. And people were like, well, you know what? Maybe it's Focus Interactive being the problem. This is basically just confirmation that Frogwares is just as scummy as Nacon is. So fuck you, Chris.
What? Dude, all I've seen nothing is about like Frogware showing the receipts that Nacon is screwing them over. I've seen anything about
but Nacon essentially providing them with the funding so that they could do the game to begin with, and then Frogwares decided to fucking distance themselves from them.
No, they didn't. Nacon was one who's not paying them.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Even Nacon stated it.
Dude, like literally, go watch Youngi's video about it.
I watched it. Have you watched it, Alpha's video? See,
Yeah,
Alpha
I
went
watched
into
it.
that more.
I watched it too, and he also is taking the side of Frogware.
He updated the whole thing too, just to make an addendum.
Let's see here. Where's the update?
Anyways, before we devolve into even more of that.
Yeah.
Alex, go.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm gonna talk about one of my recent favorites, unfortunately.
Cyberpunk
2077.
Yeah, we all saw this coming.
Yeah.
I hate this dead horse. I hate this dead horse. Stop beating it then.
We'll stop beating it when stop giving.
I saw a comment on Twitter who was like saying how CD Projekt Red seems to act like an indie developer who just got a lot of money, and I'm like, no, they're acting like a AAA studio.
Okay, tell us another recap of what we already know.
Yeah, because we don't have enough people doing that. So basically, Cyberpunk 2077 has been hyped for what feels like forever now, a decade maybe. And it comes out, it's rushed, and has been made under a lot of crunch. And it shows, somehow. But despite all of the issues, and despite being one of the most broken games I played, I love it.
Hello,
guys.
Oh,
I was letting you guys talk. I don't know what.
I was waiting.
I heard you just fine. I just say boo.
Oh yeah, we couldn't hear you.
It sounded like my signal died for a minute, so I was like, hold on.
Here. I was so confused.
Yeah, I was like, what's that noise?
Okay.
Sounded like
well,
died.
Yul hasn't actually played Cyberpunk, so he has no right to judge me.
Shut up! I will judge you all I want.
My older brother has it. I'm terrified to install it because I have a Model 1 PS4, and if my PS4 dies running something as mundane as Disaster Report 4, I have no hope for Cyberpunk. I have no hope for that game.
I will say this: there have been no reports of it breaking consoles, but I'm not gonna be surprised if it does. So yeah,
I have
with
two
you.
things on my PS5. I'm not. Wow, PS5, PS4. I'm not trying to let that thing break. Fuck out of here. Fuck
If you let
out
that
of
thing
here.
die, you're not gonna
No,
get another
Alex.
for
No,
another 5
Alex.
years.
Just no. Don't you dare.
Yeah, I would
I
just
think,
say avoid
I
it.
think COD Cold War also did that in launch week, but let's not talk
Ooh.
about that.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Nice.
let's stay on subject.
Yeah.
So, Cyberpunk is one of those games where it feels like there has been a lot of effort put into it, but it was just rushed out before they could finish it. Like that's basically how it is. Like the story is honestly one of the best stories I've played in the game, and the characters are well written, well voice acted. The gameplay isn't great, but it's I don't know. I just keep playing it, and I keep wanting to go back to it. There's just something about it. It has that quality about it where you just I don't know. There's something about it. I just like it.
This is just another anthem. I can tell you that much.
It's not. It's
Anthem gang, Anthem gang. That game
you'll
sucks.
shut the fuck up. You haven't played Cyberpunk.
Dude, I don't. Yeah, Cyberpunk and Anthem are completely different levels. Cyberpunk
I know,
actually
I know.
has
No,
reasons to go back
no.
to.
Trolling her.
I-
I'm just trolling her. So it's funny.
Yeah, the thing is, I can see where Yul is coming from because in terms of development, they're identical.
Yeah.
But in terms of actual games, like I will say that Anthem doesn't have any redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm one guy that bought a DLC character 4 times for one game, so I have no grounds in this argument. I have no
Yeah.
grounds.
I am about to say, yeah, it has no redeeming qualities whatsoever, except for the ones I pointed out in my review. Right,
Yeah.
Alex? Right, Alex?
Yeah. Rub it in. Thank you.
You know, I will never ever let you leave that shit down.
Yeah, as you should. Either way, I don't really have much to say.
All right. So
There isn't really much to say about it, but I will wrap it up by saying that
It got updated. Whoa, we got a patch! The game is better now!
shut up, you. Wait, oh no, that's not gonna happen.
It's a patch, guys! It's a patch! The game is better now! Woo!
No.
you are peaking. You are absolutely peaking.
Imagine peeking a mic that you say that you cannot peek on.
I know, right?
Imagine that. Imagine.
Yeah, the main difference is that Cyberpunk is a single player game, so there's no live service to it, and you can just enjoy it. If you want to.
Multiplayer mode.
I don't think there was any mode. I think they just talked about doing like a separate game or something.
Yeah, exactly. So you better say that.
But I don't trust them, so I don't know. But yeah, what can I say? It's just a game that I have a huge soft spot for, and
I'm just trolling you at this point, but you know what? I'm glad that at the very least it's starting to build up to be an experience instead of a bad experience.
yeah, the thing is that I hate saying this, but even if it doesn't get fixed, even if it stays like this forever, I'll still love it. You know?
Oh.
So it's like I have kind of just accepted at this point that it may not get fixed, and I'll still play it. I'll still enjoy it. It's weird. I guess that's the definition of loving a bad game, because you just accept that it's flawed, and
Yeah.
you know.
All right.
Hakan, how about you? Do you have any other game that, like in general, that everybody hates but you yourself love?
I would be that guy and say Persona 5 Royal, but I'm not having Atlas come after you guys. I would be that guy.
I mean, thanks to Persona 5, you cannot make a game take place in Japan because, as we all know, Persona 5 invaded Japan.
Oh, well, the thing is, I don't even think that Persona 5 Royal is a bad game. I don't think that in the slightest. It's just the fan base that makes it terrible. Let's be real. The fan base makes it so terrible. And it's oh my god. God, that game just my lord.
Okay, I don't know
Like-
too much about Persona 5 Royal. What is that exactly?
It's basically like an expansion to the original Persona 5, like how Persona 4 has Persona 4 Golden on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
As like
And the Vita.
you know, I actually keep forgetting it came out on the Vita. That's how. Oh my god,
It,
Man,
it
that
was one
doesn't
of the
help my
reasons to
case.
get the Vita for a while.
that is not helping my case. God Almighty. No, but yeah, like Royal itself, I don't think is a bad game. People don't like it because it feels like what it expands. It feels a little shallow in comparison to 4 Golden. Because like 4 Golden, it feels like the combat's been like really rebalanced on top of like the new characters, new personas, another chapter of the story. If it like 5 Royal feels a little shallow to some people, but the reason why I think I'm of the opinion that people think it's bad is because everyone keeps talking about it. It's either negative or positive with no in between. It's so weird. It's just so weird about it. It's like it's hard to put into words. I'm sorry. It's just
It's alright.
I can relate.
because it's
Like sometimes it's just hard to explain why you love something that's bad. I have the same problem with Cyberpunk.
I mean, here's the thing. I think that the people who hate that game essentially hate it because it's something that should have been DLC sold as a full game.
yeah, like I'm kind of with them on that one. Like if it's something like Persona 4 Golden, like the time when that released was a little bit different from how we are now. You know what I mean? Like times were a little bit different. So it's like, oh wait, that's a portable port too. So
Yeah, exactly. So that's the problem. And for example, Golden re-released on PC, but the PC version doesn't cost as much as fucking Persona 5 Royal. They didn't sell it at $60. So
to be fair, P5 was like what, 2 years old at that point. Persona 4 was like what, 11?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like
No,
it's still,
I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just like trying to think about that. Like,
You're trying to find an explanation for it.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, you try to find an explanation for it, and I'm telling you that it doesn't make sense because again, this should have been a DLC, not so much a fucking
Like,
expansion.
Persona 4
Or
originally
a-
released
or a
in
full-
2000.
fully fledged cell.
In 2008, 13 years ago. God, I'm fucking old.
Mood.
And then 4 Golden came out 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, exactly. So you see there that there's a reason why they shouldn't be fucking like even Persona 4 Golden. It didn't sell that much. It didn't sell at $60 on the PS Vita. But then again, it could be because the PS Vita.
The PS Vita is great if you jailbreak it.
I'm just
Okay, Alex. It's not the point is to talk about video games that we love that everybody has. Not talk about consoles that they love and everybody hates.
That's gonna be a nice subject.
I will sit in this corner and be a Dreamcast stan. Don't at me. I will sit in this corner and
there
be a
with you.
Dreamcast.
I'm right there with you, Falcon. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Falcon. I love the Dreamcast.
I don't have a Dreamcast. I wish I had a Dreamcast.
I never. owned
Anyways,
one.
Marvel 2 gang.
I guess it's
Oh,
my turn
yeah.
again.
Yep, here we go. Yule.
I am ready for the collective fucking groan.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh, here we go.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
I'm with you there.
I honestly don't know how to feel about it. I never got past like the first couple of levels because the game kept fucking
Okay.
breaking.
Okay. Okay.
Like I said last
I
time, that game is amazing.
Okay. I know. Shut up. I know. Okay. I am aware. I am fully aware. It's glitchy. It fucking sucks. The story sucks. The characters suck. The fucking entire thing sucks.
You'll stop.
But
If
no,
we're
no,
gonna
no,
talk
no,
about games that are if we're
But
gonna
the
talk about
level
games that are
design is so
bad.
good. The level design is so good. Those stages are actually pretty good. They feel like they are the culmination of the adventure formula, and every single time I play those stages, I have a fucking blast because they reward you for
assuming your game
exploration.
doesn't break.
Fuck off. Because they reward you for exploration for one, and they also like combine speed with platforming just well. Yes, the speed is toned down, but that doesn't mean that it isn't there. And god damn it, just why did it have to attach to such a fucking terrible game? And yes, I know that you're going to tell me that the boss fights are fucking dog shit, but again,
I actually
everything
wasn't
else
going to
about
say
it
that.
is
I'm just going to say,
good.
let's just watch you no clip into a wall. That's all I was going to say.
Fucking
Let's
hell.
watch-
Look. If there's a fucking look. If there's people actually working on a full-fledged PC version of the game, which is actually fucking amazing, by the way.
Oh, people are actually
Um,
trying to port it to PC? What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually a good game when they actually fix all the problems.
I keep telling you, the level design is amazing.
Yeah,
The
and
fucking the way the game is made is actually fucking meant to be amazing. The problem is that they decided to fucking rush the fucking thing because they had to fucking celebrate the anniversary, the birthday of a fucking
Sonic the Hedgehog.
But-
of a fucking fictional character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want- I mean,
You?
let's also throw into the fact, like, wasn't correct me if it's like 6th or 7th generation, but like the generation that had PS3 through 16 Wii, wasn't that like right around the corner too?
I don't know. I don't know about that. But I do know the
It,
development
it,
team
it
was
was
planning that.
released on the 360.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was like a launch title for one of those consoles. That's what I was implying. Like, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah, it
assuming
was
they
the
were trying to rush to
PlayStation,
make that to meet that end too.
Yeah.
Look. I know that Sega makes mistakes. Sega has made mistakes, guys. Sega will continue to make mistakes. But again, it's just that Sonic 06 just had everything it could. It just had everything going for it. But the problem is that they decided to just fucking mess everything up.
And
And
now
that's-
you know how I feel about Cyberpunk.
Fuck you. Fuck you. And
That
you
is
got
my-
exactly
at
the
this-
same
at-
situation.
No. At least your game has a good story. Fuck off.
Well, you weren't,
I
you
guess
weren't into
that's true.
Sonic kissing a human girl? You weren't into that?
Oh my
Yeah.
lord! If we're
Brother,
gonna
got the
talk
Yeah,
about
wheel.
objective,
exactly. We have like for example, how the fuck are you going to compare Cyberpunk 2077 to literal zoophilia? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
if we're gonna talk about like genuinely bad games, I'm surprised Yoel hasn't gotten at me for liking Mega Man X6. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten at me
Fuck
for
this
that one.
guy. Okay, you know what? I'm out of here.
Alright, I guess I suppose it's
Oh,
my
my-
turn now. Sure. See, another game I like that people didn't really like, is Dead Space 3. Now
I actually don't know anything about that game.
No, okay, so
Right, I hate this guy with every single ounce of my being right now. So
Oh,
I hope that he gives me.
Give me
I
1
hope-
second. My Discord's
I
updating.
hope that you give me a very good explanation, because I
I
want.
think
I
we,
want
I think
one
we
right
lost. I think we lost Falcon there.
I
now. Yeah,
think
he's like, hold
be
on.
right back. There he is.
Okay, so yeah, Chris, I hope that you give me a big fucking explanation about why you like Dead Space 3,
Okay,
because
let
I'm
me-
going to fucking murder you right now.
Okay, let me just say this. Dead Space 3 out of the trilogy, 1, 2, and 3 is my least favorite. It's not a bad game. It's not a bad game. But it's nowhere
It
to say...
is. I want to hear you tell me why not.
Okay, let me just say this. Okay, I like the exploration. I like the game. I like the fact that you were able to explore around, find items, and craft new weapons. That was also something I really did enjoy, was the crafting mechanics. I liked enjoying things. I should be able to use the line gun.
The
and craft-
crafting mechanics are the reason why the industry is so shit nowadays, because they essentially introduce
Okay,
microtransactions.
Watch
in those.
Dogs.
You-
Watch Dogs.
It makes sense for Isaac Clarke. He's an engineer. So that's something he should have been doing from the start.
So what if he is? He essentially got us into this mess that we're in.
It's
in the
just
terms of the industry.
crafting is not a bad mechanic to have. When it's done wrong, yeah, it sucks ass. But when it's done right, it can be pretty fun. And I thought them crafting
It's done wrong in Dead Space 3. It's done so that you buy the microtransactions.
You don't need to buy them in sections.
Yes, you do.
Dude, no you don't.
More often than not, you end up running out of resources to craft the fucking things.
Dude, I have never ran out of resources when playing that game. I always had plenty of resources to work with.
Maybe it's changed now that it's a fucking old game, but before, when it was fucking relevant, it kept doing that.
Well, to me, I never had that problem. Even when it first came out, I never had that problem. Maybe I manage my resources better than you?
No.
That could be a net possible. But yeah, like, the only game that I've actually played that had, like, that obnoxious type of obnoxious crafting system for literally everything was just Watch Dogs.
Yeah, okay. I'm not into huge crafting games, but Dead Space 3 was one of my favorites.
Just look at everything in the fucking Steam store, and look at how many packs are there.
Yeah, I know. Dead Space 3 had microtransactions. I hate that it has it. That's not developers' fault. That's EA's fault. They're the ones who forced it in there. And did it work well for Dead Space 3? No, it didn't. The game did not sell even close to what Dead Space 2 sold.
That game is irredeemable, and you know
No, it's not. It is not. The co-op, I actually did enjoy the co-op. I liked it. Not perfect. Definitely not perfect. But it was fun to be able to grab a friend. It's like, hey, let's just kill some necromorphs. Explore around, make some new weapons, and...
But that's not the point of Dead Space. That's why it was supposed to be a horror game, not an action game, not a fucking co-op game.
Okay, let me put it this way. Dead Space, the best analogy I can think of for Dead Space is like the Alien trilogy. The first one was scary. Like, absolutely scary. It was like the one that people love the most because of the horror effect. It's the one that started off. The sequel becomes a bit more action-based. It has the horror elements still, but it's still a bit it's more action though. The third installment is the disappointing one that does not live up to expectations of the last one. But Dead Space 3 still had the option of playing the game single player. Was it scary? No, it was not. It was still too action based. But
the story was dog shit. They introduced.
Yeah, I will admit, the story was not the great. It was not, again, it's not, like I said, Dead Space 3 is not as good as Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2 is way better than it. I 100% Dead Space 1, 2, and Extraction, and Ignition. But 3 I have yet. I still like the game. It still can be fun. Is it as bad as people are making it out to be? No, I don't believe so. But...
I believe so. It's actually, I'm contesting this. And I keep telling you with downright facts that this is the reason why the industry is so shit nowadays.
Hey, you know,
like not only is it so bad, it's literally so bad that it literally turned the industry around to be as shit as it is.
Okay, Dead Space 3 was not the source of the problem.
Yes, it was.
No, it was not. I would say
it was the first game that incorporated this fucking bullshit with microtransactions.
Dude, Dead Space 3 barely sold. How could it cause a problem?
It was the first game to do so anyways.
Dude, if any game you want to blame for microtransactions and loot boxes, fucking blame Overwatch. That game sold like hotcakes.
I don't care about Overwatch. Overwatch is years later.
Even still then, dude, I don't think Dead Space 3 was the main problem. Yes, it had...
It was the first! It was the first!
I don't know if that's entirely true.
It was Patient Zero! I hope that you understand that.
But dude, even still, like I said, the game did not sold well enough that you can say, oh, that was the problem.
Fucking hell.
It was not the problem. I can guarantee you. It's not. Sure, maybe it was one of the
definitely
first.
Came out around the time when.
Yes, it definitely
came out around the time when EA was starting to push it. So
yeah.
I don't know if it was the first, but it was part of that.
Okay, it was the first. It was the first. I keep telling you that. You can look at the historical evidence. Dead Space 3 will always come as the first.
Yeah, but it was not the most impactful. It was probably one of the most least impactful.
First, it still is a Patient Zero. It doesn't mean that it's going to be the main focus of the infection. A Patient Zero is always the first case. It's not as impactful because nobody literally knows about it. But it's still Patient Zero, dude.
Dude, I guarantee you other companies were already going to try this before even Dead Space 3 was going to. Like,
I dare you to tell me that.
Look at Assassin's Creed Unity, for fuck's sakes.
That came after the fucking pain. Are you
Even
fucking
still then,
serious?
It came out. It came out
even
later.
still, then the
Wasn't
point-
Unity the Assassin's Creed game that had like the missing head
I'm
textures?
telling you, and keep it in your fucking head. Dead Space 3 was the first.
Yeah, it was the
The
first, but it was
first!
not the one that pushed it forward.
God damn.
Well, anyways, we're getting off topic here. The point, Dead Space 3, not the greatest. It was not the worst, nor was it the greatest. It's my least favorite, but it's not. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. The gameplay was still fun. I liked the exploration. I liked the crafting. Sure, the story was but you could see what the original ideas were for the game. You could see it there, and if visual games had their way with Dead Space 3, it would probably be a way better game.
See, Chris, there's a way to actually make good horror games that are actually co-op. If you want to look at one example, look at GTFO. But Dead Space 3 is not a good fucking co-op.
It's not a good co-op.
It's not a good game. Period.
It's not a good co-op horror game, but it is a fun co-op game still. I had plenty of fun playing with my friends with that game. All right, so that's all I have to say about Dead Space 3. Okay. Whew.
Okay.
That got heated.
Yeah,
That's
a
the
little
point
bit.
of this debate.
Yes. God damn it, you are going to give me an aneurysm one of these days.
No.
I think Chris just summed up my entire experience with Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, I like the exploration.
Oh, great. We're going to go back to that subject. Let's go.
Oh,
Mass
all I have
Effect
to say is I
Andromeda
like the
again.
exploration.
I'm just gonna let the nightmare do whatever it wants to me. And then X-Fix, God, that mechanic is so stupid. God, that mechanic is so retarded.
Okay, Alex, go ahead. Tell us all about how you love Mass Effect Andromeda since you want to connect it. Anyone notice that the games that we like that are hated are pretty much EA games?
I mean, I like Capcom
Uh,
games that people dislike.
Oh yeah. Same here.
Anyway, let's keep going. Alex, go.
Okay, like Chris said, I like the exploration. That's all I have to say.
About Andromeda.
Wait, are you fucking serious? That game you vehemently defended to me.
Yeah, because I
And
like
all
the
the-
exploration. That was my entire
Literally,
defense.
and that Alex, talk about Daikatan already, and before I fucking strike you.
Well, the story is disappointing. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The ending is shit. The gameplay feels copy pasted and very uninspired. Like they just took elements and slapped them in there for the sake of them being there. Like it feels very made by committee in terms of that. We all know how the facial animation is. It's the animation is in general it got improved, but it's still kind of janky.
Whether you
so
like
yeah, I like the exploration.
No,
I like
I
exploring that's literally it. I like exploring the planets. I like the environments. I like walking around and shooting enemies and like just
I
exploring.
kind of was talking about Daikatana, by the way.
No, I was talking about Mass Effect Andromeda.
Fuck. Alex, I told you to just talk about Daikatana. I feel like that's more.
Daikatana, the game that will
I feel
make
like
you
that's gonna-
Romero's bitch.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like
God, I
feel
hate
like
that
that's,
tagline so much.
I feel like that's a more interesting story than
It's
And,
that's
I like
I have
Mass
more
Effect
to say,
Andromeda for.
I have more to say about Daikatana than Mass Effect Andromeda. That's for
Then
sure.
you know what? Tell us about Daikatana. Come on.
All right, here we go. So,
By the way, full disclosure, Alex is a huge fan of George Romero. As in, she literally even managed to.
Not George, John. Jesus,
John.
you got
George
Brazil.
Brassard. Are you confused with George Brassard?
John Romero. Sorry.
No, he's
No, I'm
confusing
asking
it with
you.
the zombie director, George Romero.
Yeah, exactly. John Romero.
John
but
Romero.
yeah. But yeah.
Dude.
The literal god among men who made, or at least was part of making Wolfenstein 3D and Doom and Quake. And yeah, I'm a Boomer Sure fan, can you tell?
I think you got his autograph or something, or like interview with him or something. I
No.
don't remember.
He retweeted my Quake review.
Nice.
Right. Yeah.
I fangirled so hard that's so anyway.
You should try to reach out to him and get an interview about that.
I really should, because he hates talking about Daikatana. He is so fucking ashamed of that game. You have no idea. He's acting like he should never have made it at this point.
Oh wow. Wait,
Well,
yeah.
Okay, Alex.
But he's not.
I know. He's downright ashamed of Daikatana. Okay, why do you like it?
Well, okay, here's the thing. Daikatana has 4 episodes. Each episode has its own setting, its own textures, its own weapons even. So you don't share the same weapons across all 4 episodes or through the entire game. You have different weapons and settings for each episode, and the variety is just so impressive for the time. And yeah, the first episode starts out kind of weak. I think a lot of people agree on that, but the further you get into the game, the more you start to see like, okay, this is actually more impressive than Quake 2, you know? And I think the problem with Daikatana is just it got too ambitious. Like, he wanted to basically make a co-op RPG, but instead of making it co-op, he made a co-op partner's AI in a time when AI was like not very good.
Ooh, yes.
Sounds
So-
pretty yikes, not gonna lie.
Yeah, the AI is the biggest problem, and even with the latest like fan patch, it's still problematic and stupid. So you basically have to rely on using keyboard commands and stuff to mess with the AI to get it to do anything. And it's very tedious, but I don't know. There's just something about the game that I love that got me through it. So
you think it was ahead of its time? That's what
yeah,
you're telling.
it was way too ahead of its time. If it was made today as like a co-op campaign thing, then I think it would have done much better. I really, really think Daikatana deserves a remake.
Even though John Romero is ashamed of it, like, I don't see.
Well, the only game he hates talking about more than Daikatana is Doom 3, so yeah.
Why does he Doom 3 so much?
What was the whole deal with Doom 3? Nobody talks about that game.
Well, because he didn't work on it.
You know,
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. That essentially is the way. Unintentionally, Falcon just told us the way I feel about Doom 3. I don't know where to start with that shit because
Doom 3. I did play that, and I'm with you there.
it is a mixed bag. It is a mixed bag.
Like on one
It
hand,
is a mixed bag.
on one hand, I do like it, but at the same time, I don't. It's one of the, yeah, it is a mixed feeling game. It's like
Yeah, it's a good game, but it's also not.
it's not. It's a good game, but I won't say it's a good Doom game. 'Cause-
It plays more like System Shock, to be honest.
Yeah, the Doom 3 was trying to actually be a horror game, while the other two were, let's face it, those were action games.
Yeah, except Doom 3 wasn't a horror game.
And yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't like I said, I said tried. I didn't say they succeeded.
Yeah.
Because you just have too many weapons. It's not. Yeah, I think like Doom 2016 was the much better route. I'm glad they went with that instead of Doom 4.
Yeah, you can't make Doom a horror game.
Is Falcon there?
I am. I'm just letting you guys talk because I'm not gonna cut people off. That's a little rude.
I mean, yeah. What do you think about Doom 3 or the reboot?
I haven't really played it, so I don't have like a fully formed opinion on it. That's the thing. Like if I actually played it, I probably would be engaging in this conversation a little more. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Okay. All right. So,
Yeah.
all right, yo, what game? Oh no, it's Christopher next, right? It was Christopher next.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Christopher.
Hey.
What's your third game that is bad but you still love?
Yes.
Mega Man X6.
Fucking hell, I hate you so much.
I love
Oh,
the game with the way
shit.
it looks and the music is so good. But everything else, I know is dog shit. Like the level design is bad. The Nightmare does whatever the hell it wants. Oh my god! And the last stages make me want to just not God Almighty, I hate it. God Almighty, I hate it.
Question.
But why do you like it?
Question: is it
I-
worse than 7 or is it better than 7?
No, I think 7. I think 7 is worse because
I think
of
X6 is
one
worse.
boss.
I think
Because
X6
of
is
one
worse.
boss.
Ooh.
Oh my god, I hate. People that know X7 know what boss I'm talking about.
Flame Higher.
Burn! I can't do the voice. I can't do the fucking voice. I'm sad. I am immensely sad. I can't do the voice. Oh my god, that game is.
To the fucking ground.
So what's good about 6 then that you like it?
I like the whole graphical style and like how it's present. I like the whole graphical style and how it's presented. I also really love the music. That's all I can really say that I like about it.
The story is also kind of decent at the very least because
I
it
will say
dives
that-
deeper into Alia and the rest of the Maverick Hunters.
I agree. I fully agree. I will say though, one thing that's annoying about the story presentation is that annoying ass text ping with every single character that is shown on screen. Just like as it's typing on screen, just the entire time. It's just like, God Almighty, please stop it.
Are you sure you're talking about X6? Because that
Yes, I am
sounds
sure.
like X5 because the X5
No, I
did
am
the whole
sure.
ping thing.
I'm sure, yo.
Because I'm saying that they did that because X5 did the whole ping thing. X6 did dub lines, but the dub was in Japanese.
Yes, I'm sure.
The only thing I hate about X6 is the translation as well, because, for example, there's the line like how Zero got restored into life.
The translation is.
He hit himself like he repaired himself.
Yeah, that translation is very rough. See, I'm not.
Jesus.
X6 came out of, like, I believe 2001. I believe it was 2001 or like 2000 or some shit.
Yeah,
Like,
let me pull it. Let's see here.
I would rag on it. But it's like.
2001.
Actually, I can rag on it because it's not like X4 where like voice acting was just becoming a thing.
but for example, for X4 and X5, at the very least, the lines were translated properly and localized properly. In X6, literally everything sounds like fucking Google Translate translated it.
That sounds amazing. Not gonna lie.
See, my thing about X4 is that like sure the cutscenes are very bad, but like I see them as more of a product of the time rather than okay, let's just hate on them because they're bad. That's how I see it. It's like
again, I noticed that. I understand that, okay? But again, this doesn't relate to X6. X6 doesn't have any justification because again, the groundwork was laid before.
I forget. Didn't like Inafune not have anything to do with 6?
He didn't
Or was
have
that
anything
7?
to do with X6, yeah. But
Yeah.
but the thing with X6 is that essentially it was rushed to hell. That's why it was a problem. And for 1, for 2, it released like 6 months after X5, I think. I don't remember.
I believe I heard something about that too.
But yeah, the thing with X6 again that makes it worse than X7 in my opinion is that, for example, again they laid the groundwork. The localization was terrible.
It was a 12-month gap between X5 and X6.
Yeah, but in terms of the 2 games from Japan.
In Japan.
Japan,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I forget that Google always talks about the America release dates unless you specify. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Anyways, I keep forgetting. But yeah, the thing is, for example, that they still have Japanese voice lines. They kept the fucking Japanese intro. Like like the whole game looks rushed from no matter where you look at it. Like there are still plenty of glitches in that game. Animations look incomplete. The game itself like still uses sprites and shots, but again it feels like they're incomplete. the whole concept with Climax is terrible as shit. The way they wanted to get NPCs to essentially get vital upgrades, there's a lot wrong with X6. X7 at the very least I can play it and forget half of the issues happening, but X6 just feels completely rushed. It feels like it's a broken game. The game cheats as well, so you need to cheat back. So
my thing about X7 is like, I want to play with my TV muted.
And also there's another thing too. Falcon, here's a note, ladies and gentlemen. Falcon hasn't played this game yet. I think he hasn't played.
I know of the
memes
memes.
In a while.
I know of the memes for X7. I don't know of like, oh my god, I don't know like the full story with that. I know of like the memes. That's all I know about it.
wait for his review on X6 and X7, and he's going to get the same impression from me.
I think I'm in the process. I'm in the process of reviewing X4 right now, I believe. Yeah, like my Google Docs has me on X4, not 5.
Yeah,
X4 and it's X4 on PS1.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually the Mega Man X collection, so every X game is.
I think I'll emulate
I know
X5
that,
just
actually.
because of the fucking boss names, because that shit killed me. Just because of the boss names. Oh
nice.
my god.
I think I actually have the X collection. I should probably try to play some of those later games as well.
So yeah, that's gonna.
Hello? We're also good here?
I think Discord is partially dying. We've been in here too long.
Yeah. All right, let's all
We've been
talk.
in here too
Okay,
long.
after you and I, we'll call it good.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe skip me this time. I don't think I have any other
Really?
game that I like that everybody else hates.
Huh.
Without sounding redundant like Sonic Forces, so.
I mean, was Sonic Forces any good?
I
No,
have
but
the
it's
game
not.
I have the game on PC, and I'm being really lazy about modding it. Let's leave it at that.
Oh.
I'm being very lazy
And
about
that's
it.
essentially why I like Sonic
Great.
Forces, because the mods made it better.
All right, well, that's
I think-
something. All right,
Yeah.
well, I guess I'll just finish it off then. A game that is bad. I know it's bad. I believe I talked about this a little bit last time. It's Deadly Premonition.
Yeah, you talked about that.
Yeah, I talked about it. Yeah. Just to get a little bit more context, like that game is very much like almost like a Resident Evil 4 clone in a way. Like it wants to be like Resident Evil 4, but not really. It's just a very buggy game. It's really buggy. Like the audio sound is terrible. The audio mixing is very terrible. For some reason, like think if like you were talking very close to the mic, you know how it peaks and you have the audio static with it? That's heard throughout almost the entirety of the game when the characters talk.
Wasn't it also like really inspired by Twin Peaks?
I think it was. I think it was inspired by it, but I couldn't confirm that. I couldn't confirm it. The
Yeah,
shooting-
because it had like a really quirky like main protagonist, I think.
I see. That's why I actually really love this game. It's because the main protagonist is
Yeah.
so fascinating. Francis York Morgan, such a fascinating character.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. It's like there's so much to dive into that game. I may actually have to make a review of that so I can fully grasp around it, because it's a game. Because the shooting mechanics, the game was originally not supposed to have any. It was very much going to be a detective game where you just keep track of your food and your sleep and just ask questions. That was it. But due to the developers thinking the game would not sell well unless it had shooting mechanics in it, so they added that, and it really feels like it was implemented last second. You really feel that, and it just boggles my mind because the game is open world. It's too big. It's way too big. Like the game's frame rate goes down a lot. Most of the time you spend around just driving, looking at nothing, and while you're just driving, you're hearing Francis York Morgan talk to Zach about B horror movies. Yet I still loved it. it's just an odd experience. I guess that's all I can really say. It's just a very odd experience. It's just one of those days I can't explain why I love it. It's just I love it.
It's one of those games where I've heard a lot about it to the point where I kind of want to try it just for the sake of the characters and the story.
Let me put it this way. The story is interesting. Francis York Morgan is entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
But if you do not like boring gameplay and frustrating quick time events and very frustrating boss fights, especially the last ones, then you're not going to really enjoy it because the last boss fights get very terrible. Because the shooting controls are very clunky too. Yeah, it's boy. I don't know. I heard the sequel is actually kind of worse in a lot of ways, so I'm a little skeptical about that.
I heard about it from Jim Sterling, and I can say that it is very bad.
Ooh, man. Yeah, but the music in that game is very good. The first game's music is actually very wonderful. Also out of place a lot of times.
Do you ever feel out of place?
No, let me give you an example. You weren't here for this, but so I'll give you an example. Like, there's this whistle thing that you'll hear in this game. There's a whistle thing. It's very upbeat and happy. Think of like Animal Crossing, upbeat.
Okay.
They will be playing that music while your characters are talking about some woman who was left out to die and her tongue was bitten off.
Hey.
Yeah, it was very odd, but very entertaining though. So yeah, that's just Deadly Premonition. I'm gonna have to do something about that eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of enjoy a bad game if it's at least entertaining. So.
Yeah, let me put it this way. I guess you could say it's like the Room of video games. If we want to put it that way.
I'll probably love it then.
All right then. If you love the Room, you'll love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we should wrap up here because Discord is starting to die for me.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, because your Discord seems to have nothing but issues during this entire recording.
Which is nobody's fault but Discord's. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'm willing to place blame. I'm willing to place blame on Chris and his fucking computer being shit.
What are you talking about, dude? I recently upgraded my computer. I paid $400 to get my damn computer fixed. It is not the
Dead
problem.
Space 3 is a fucking issue.
Are you
Okay, let's
seriously
fucking
still
finish
up
it.
about that? Are you still up about that? Fuck you. Dead Space is not amazing, but it's fine. God damn it.
He's trolling you. He is so trolling you.
Yeah, I'm
It's
aware.
working.
I'm aware.
It's working.
It's still better than Resident Evil 3, though.
You trolled me about Cyberpunk.
How dare you? How fucking dare you? You wanna go fight? We can go fight, you know.
Really, Silas beat in the back. I can't.
These two guys, I swear. You need to join me more, Falcon.
Oh my god, this is so funny.
I can downright punch you in the face right now, Chris.
I will punch you in the nuts.
Oh yeah, I fucking dare you to try.
I dare you try to punch me in the face. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. Before me and you all go at each other's throats, let's wrap it up.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for everyone for joining.
At least Resident Evil 3 doesn't have microtransactions.
Well, you know, at least Dead Space 3 feels more complete. It has more content.
Yeah,
at least Resident Evil 3 has better mechanics.
Are you fucking? I will fight you on that.
I will fight you on that shit.
Oh, you're fine. Fuck it. Next debate: Dead Space 3 versus Resident Evil 3. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. We're making that shit.
Yeah,
a
we're gonna
fucking
do it.
next
You
podcast.
and I, we're gonna go at this. I will defend Dead Space 3 until the day I die.
Oh, count me out. I haven't played either.
I just want to hit Stan Heavy Kick and be +3. Please leave me alone. Like, I'm just over here playing Street Fighter. You can see it on my Discord stat.
I'm going to fucking kill this.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, let's fucking call it a
Let's
day.
call it good. We may
God
not talk about
damn it.
it.
Yo.
Okay. Let's call that good. Thanks for everyone
Thank you,
for joining.
thank you for joining us in the Bongo Cast.
God
Damn
God.
you.
damn it. God damn it.
Thank you for
Okay.
joining us on the Bongo Cast. I'm gonna be playing the bongos next week, and am I right, guys?
Oh
Sure.
my lord.
I'm a lot edge.
If I had Nitro, I would actually just like set my profile pictures like the fucking Bongo Cat meme. I really would. If I had Nitro, I absolutely would.
No. Chris. I mean, Falcon. You don't realize this, but I'm trolling Chris, because he once flopped a line and said Bongo Cast. So,
Oh
yeah,
my lord.
thank you for joining us on the Bongo Cast. See you later, fuckers.
See you later.
See ya.